Let's talk about it. First time dad in the building. First time dad. What up, everybody? First time dad in the building. Love getting that. What was your reaction the first night your babies got home?
We know it all too well.
Too well. You guys are some veterans in the game.
So my speech therapist, she's actually scheduled to be induced tomorrow, right? So but they were trying to do it last week, and her husband was like, what's the latest we could do this? She was like, why? He's like, this is my last couple of days of freedom. I want to enjoy one more weekend. She made a cut him. She was like, what?
He said, let's push this out. Oh man.
She was like, sure, what about me? What about me?
Girl,
She's like, you got to get this baby out of me. And he's like, I need some freedom.
Oh man. Oh,
what was it like, dude? What is it like? What was it like?
Let's get that honest. Let's get that honest feeling.
Yeah, so it was a good feeling, like having them home.
Right.
But it was like they slept all day.
Okay.
Ooh.
And so then around 12, 1, 2, they started to wake up.
Right.
And they didn't want to go back to sleep at all.
That said, it's party time. Let's go.
At all. Probably trying to keep them up. I think I think either my wife or my mother-in-law, they had like a bath during the daytime, and so they had this good lotion.
Yeah.
And so they slept all day.
Baby oh man. Yeah.
Oh man, there's nothing like it. That baby powder smell.
It's like no. So we got to switch this.
Yes. There you go.
Get this bath at night.
There you go.
And get the lotion on.
Yes.
Then they can sleep all with. So we got to try that.
Nice.
It's about learning these new concoctions on how to teach the babies to sleep at night.
There you go. Good job. When I had mine long time ago, I felt like my son, he was in the hospital because he was a preemie. And I remember the day they were like, okay, tomorrow, I gotta take this baby home, don't I? I was dad in the hospital, like boom, boom. Okay, you good? Okay, we're gonna put you back here. All right, they got you. I'm out. But then it's like, oh, yeah, you do gotta come home with us, don't you? It's like, oh yeah, baby goes home tomorrow. Oh, because and honestly, like you may have more, but that first is when it's real. Their first one, because your whole life, as you know, it changes. Like your whole thought process, like, okay, going out becomes a process now. It's not just let's put our clothes on, let's run out this house. It's no, you got baby wipes, you got baby food, you got the diapers, you got extra clothes just in case they do their thing on their clothes. Like it's having the bag, strapping on the bag. And it's a process. It's a process. Where we going? Okay, we're going for a day. All right, gotta make sure we have enough diapers. Gotta have 3 outfits just in case. So it's a whole thing. By the time you get, it's real. What's that? I don't know. Was that Loves or Diapers Huggies commercial when they talk about first child, how sensitive you are. By the second child, you just hold this baby. They fine. They tough. We don't need to do all that. You don't trip out. We didn't trip out as much by our daughter. Like, we know this. It's good. No, they're not gonna die. They fine. The first one, you like, oh my gosh, they're like glass. Don't be careful. Be gentle. So it's an enjoyable journey, and I'm gonna tell you, and you're probably gonna think the same thing I thought. Just enjoy the small times. Enjoy them as babies, because I promise you they'll be running around in your refrigerator in no time. And you got twins, so that's 2 times kids in your refrigerator at the same time. So
Yeah, with me it was crazy is my daughter was born, like you said, like so my daughter was born, I'm in a hospital like this, and like they just laying there in your arms, sleep, no care in the world. They're like, yeah, this dude got me, so I'm just rocking into sleep, and I'm like, they're like, dang, how does this person trust me already? They know they're in good hands. I'm not all state already. You know? Like, yeah, I'm in good hands. I'm like, just looking all nice and calm. Now I'm like, hey, I tell her now, hey, want to lay in my arms? She's like, Dad, get away from me, man. but yeah. Enjoy the process.
Enjoy
it. Don't rush anything.
Don't rush it.
Not
crawling. I can't wait till they start walking. I can't wait till they start talking.
Because once they start, guess what? It's like Pringles.
They won't stop. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Lisa? Good morning, Mama Corey. All right. Wait, this ain't the show, I promise, but you know, I kind of forgot he just had a baby come home. He has twins, and just a quick just a quick reference point for new dads. If you never had a child at home, it does change everything. Don't worry. And yeah, unfortunately, I will say, you know what they said, there's no book. There are books. There are tons of books on what to do. And I've read some of them, you know, I go through them, but I promise you, it doesn't really help a whole lot. It doesn't really help a whole lot once the baby's home, because every baby is different. Different. Every baby. It's just different. It's just different. We all do different things to get our children to just I just need you to live. Just are you awake? Are you asleep? You know, especially the craziest part when you finally get a regimen. No. Congratulations. No.
It's the big one.
You having the big one. No. We talking about my brother Earl. No babies. But yeah, it's just
I'm done.
I'm done. Starting all over, Larry. Let's go get these diapers. Let's get these
21. Another 18-year bid? No, man. Oh man.
An 18-year bid. So yeah, it's important, you know. Just, you know, do your best. Trust me, just do your best being there, paying attention. It's none of us got it right. We all messed up. There was those fumble moments. Don't beat yourself up. That's you, Earl. That's people listening. Don't beat yourself up as a dad.
Use your village.
100%. You got my number. You got Larry's number. Yeah,
you are not alone.
Right. You are not alone. Right. There you go, Larry.
You're not the first. Not alone. You won't be the last. You're not alone. Use the village.
Right. That's good. Yes. You are not alone. What else? Speaking of not alone, Kaneem, aka T.I.
What's going on, gentlemen? How you gentlemen feel this morning?
We doing good, brother. We doing good. This is the in the office edition. No cars, as you can see. Nobody in the car.
Oh yeah, man. I would have been on here earlier, but you know that's another story.
Is it story time? No, too fresh. Okay.
Yeah. 38 hot.
Too raw. You might get the raw moments.
That's definitely gonna be raw. Can you PG this one?
We'll talk about it off camera. We'll talk about it.
But I'm jealous that I'm like all glistening and stuff. Kaneem nice and dry and smooth. Like he's like, I'm just relaxed.
That's probably because you got lotion on. I'm ash as hell. But it's all good. Man, so what did I miss out, gentlemen? Did I miss out on
so we are gonna get into money talk. But my brother Earl, he had just brought twins home.
Oh, congratulations, Earl, man. Congratulations, man. You got double the trouble. Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you.
It's like when you put one to sleep, the other one don't want to go to sleep, man.
Exactly.
Man,
Yes.
well, hey, I tell you what, it's gonna make you a better man, brother. Whether you believe it or not, it's gonna make you a better man, brother.
That's true. That's true. That's huge. Yeah. It has.
Oh,
It'll
man. Yeah, a lot of folks. Well, those fathers who are in their children's lives from day one, it makes them a better person because they understand the human traits that they are instilling in their children. And it makes you concentrate on what you are giving your children. So that's why I say it makes you a better man. Because when you out there just winging it, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm finna go get me a drink. But I got my baby right here. I can't go.
Can't just go out.
Hey, you're just conscious about every little thing,
right?
That because they are right there and they like a sponge absorbing, and you be like, when do I want my child to be cussing at me? So I need to stop cussing around my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never cussing around my children, but as soon as they walk out the door.
Going from PG to
I'm NC-17. I'm almost X-rated. As soon as they walk out the
door. That's hilarious. All right, so little dad nuggets here on the Brothers of Legacy. And before we get into the topic,
I can see the chat today, the comments. Okay.
You can see that. You can see the chat. Oh Lord. What
up, brother Jeff?
He said, right, Jeff. He said, Elizabeth is coming. He said, Elizabeth, I'm coming. What was up? Before we get into it, have you guys seen the latest Kevin Hart stand-up?
Oh, I didn't even know it was one out. I got to go find it.
Yeah. Don't ask me the name. I can't remember. But it's 2023. He just made it. He just dropped it.
Oh, wow.
It is actually funny. I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, if you don't know, his father just passed. The one he's always talked about. You know, his dad. He just passed. But
long gone. You're gonna learn today.
Gonna learn today, right?
All right.
And he talks about him. Yeah, he has an oxygen tank. He had an oxygen tank, and he talks. It's like it's how we deal with stuff sometimes. You know, he talks about him, and it's hilarious. Just like he's always talked about him. It's hilarious. So you guys, I'm recommending, checking it out. Of course, check it out without the babies around because it's Kevin Hart on stage. So we already know classic Kevin Hart on stage. But it's good. It's good. Any news you guys want to share before we jump into this Monday Money Talk?
Movie over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Hearts of Stone, Netflix.
Oh yes.
No boo-boo. Zero boo-boo. Okay.
Zero boo-boo. Yeah, you gotta pay attention though.
Well, that's most movies, you know what I'm saying? But,
like some movies you kind of go get a snack, go to the bathroom, come back, and still be on like still know what's going on. This movie, you be like, wait a minute, wait, rewind, because my wife was cooking, I was helping, we was like, come back, like, wait, what happened? What just happened? Yeah, so it's one of those you got to sit down and kind of really.
It's definitely fast paced.
Yeah, it's fast paced and it switches up because you're gonna be like, who's that character? Wait, where did it come from? So it's a good movie. You gotta pay attention. It's old school, like 007 sometimes. Those movies, there's so much going on.
And that's what I thought. Wait. They tried to make it a female version.
Yeah. Something like that. But they didn't make her the same. Let's just do it that way. Like they did a great job with it. Like she
had no game. She don't have no
gadgets.
Right.
She had no gadgets. She just was very skillful in what she did. So,
but on my end, what about you, gentlemen? Entertainment news before we get into the meat and potatoes.
No.
Big goose egg, huh? Okay. All right.
Well, Earl's kind of tied up right now. He got his focus is work and these babies.
Them babies make you shut up real quick, bro. Them babies will make you shut it down. I ain't got nothing to say, man. As soon as we get off this, man, I'm going to bed, man.
So, I have a different sleeping schedule.
All right, there you go.
You tie it, put a band on each one and tell a difference between who is who, or do you?
Oh, I know the difference.
Oh, they already got attributes and characteristics. I mean, as soon as they come out, you already. I'm talking about they be 2 days old. You be like, yeah, that's her. That's him. That's him. Yeah, that's him crying. Yep, that's him again.
That's him. Right. That's funny.
So what kind of money talk we got going on today, there, brother?
I wanted my brother Earl to kind of talk about business structure and taxation. So when we are people as entrepreneurs, because let's start at the bottom, starting out, like tips to be financially sound when you're starting your business.
Ooh, I got a good question for you too, Earl. I'm gonna let AD go ahead and slap you with this little soliloquy, then I'm gonna come right behind you.
Nah, that's it. That's all I got, brother. That's it. I was going through his Instagram page. I was like, I need to find something that I could just serve up to Earl that he could just smack it out of the park. I didn't want to get too deep and have him think too hard. Like, oh, this is what I do. I just need a minute space. So that's what I got. Good tips to starting out as an entrepreneur. But go ahead with your question. We can start out.
Earl. My brother. So I've been seeing and been reading, and LLC, S corporation, C corporation, whichever one. When you go and file for your EIN, and they ask you what type of business are you starting or your EIN is associated with, what would be one of the better choices when you are trying to get business credit? Because I know that some of them are very challenging when you choose one than others. Now, this is what I've read. I don't know if it's true, but you AD labeled you the financial guru. So I just thought I'd put that in your lap, my brother, because I'm interested in stuff. Because I got 3 LLCs right now, but I can't say that I picked or chosen the right one in order for funding or lenders to be more lenient with dishing out funds for business credit. So I'm gonna leave that right there, brother.
Okay, so
then I got a question.
Let me start with
I mean, I know it's a 3-4 part question, but
yes, it's a few. All right, so let me just jump into it, and then we can circle back to anything that's there. I'm going to go back to LLC, S corp, C corp, kind of given the foundations of those type of entities. So there's a multitude of business structures that a business that someone or a group of people can formulate, and at the end of the day, at different levels of the business, it is to one, what is the best business structure at this given time, and also during the process, how can you mitigate risk, reduce tax liability, and also making sure that you're protecting the assets of the owners. Each one does those things in a different way. Most of us, if we look at our, historically speaking, you may have started off a business years ago, mom and pop shop, and it may have just been under the business owner's social security number. And that's sole proprietorship is what they refer to it as. The problem with that business structure, yes, it's the easiest to start up because you don't need to register anything. But if you're ever sued, they can come after your personal assets. Right. So this craze or the this formation of what we call as an LLC structure allows for business owners to separate their personal assets versus the business assets. However, you got to make sure that you have the proper accounting so that you're not doing what they call commingling funds. So, okay. And so the LLC allows you to be able to maintain that separation.
Okay.
But you're taxed the same way as a sole proprietor.
Okay.
An S corp is generally for people as you're growing in the business, you may become more profitable, or you may have more partners into the business. But more specifically, you guys are able to take a salary from the business. It is what makes an S corporation more tax advantage to you from a tax perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. You had it on your tongue.
I wonder if you're going to ask the same question, but maybe not. So you said LLC. Well, you said with S corp you can pay yourself from the S corp, right? Yeah. Can you do that with the LLC as well, the same way?
So you, in order for you to pay yourself as in under an LLC, like getting a check, you have to elect yourself as an S corp for you to do that. Because as an LLC, you're considered as a sole proprietor. You just take draws from the business, and you pay taxes on your profits. And when you do take compensation for yourself, you can still have the LLC structure, but you must take, but you have to go through the payroll process.
The same way,
all those things, and make sure you're having the proper accounting for it.
Okay.
So that's that. And then you could also set up a C corporation. The difference between an S corporation and a C corporation, one is that the S corporation, which we refer to as a small corporation, you can't have any more than 100 shareholders. Whereas a C corporation, you can have an infinite number of shareholders. And the other difference with the C corporation is where they call it as double taxation. And where the double taxation is where it comes from, yes, you are taxed on the dividends, and you're also taxed on the salaries. So any dividends that's done from the C corporation. But at any level, you always want to get some type of guidance in terms of what's the best one for you based upon where you are in business. Because some people, there is this craze about, we need to become an S corporation, we need to do this structure to that structure, and you want to make sure that you have you want to have the profitability or the additional cost when you move from one business structure to the next.
Okay, go ahead, Kenny.
So I was going back to the S corporation when you said about the taxation of salary, and then there's the other taxation for the corporation. So those are two different tax statements that are prepared, one for the individual and one for the corporation. Is that correct?
Correct.
So when you doing the preparation for the corporation, now the assets are that all go into the corporation, as far as maybe the vehicles, homes, anything that is not a liabilities per se. Now, are those taxed also if they appreciate in value, or it just remains the same unless you sell them?
So those, so the assets that you bring into the business, it's going to have it's going to be done at the cost. You're able to have right out the depreciation and those type of things based upon the cost and when you purchased it. Then when you sell those assets, if there's a gain on it, then that's a different story. But as of right now, you're able to recognize the expenses in which you have purchased based upon the cost you purchase it, and also you're able to write off any associated costs that it keeps to maintain that particular asset. So if you have a car, all of the maintenance, if it's the maintenance under the vehicle, all of that, the business can be able to you can be able to deduct those expenses related to the business. If you have a home, or if you have a commercial property or things like that, right, all the expenses related to that you can be able to write off in terms of the cost of the home. So, did that answer your question, Kaneem?
I believe it did. Now, when you go back to the LLC, you said that most of it is just draws. It's not really a salary per se, but it's just draws. When you put your certain property in the LLC name, like several vehicles, when they're listed under the LLC, they're not listed under my personal Social Security. Those are part of the business, correct? Those are they are not associated. So if there is any type of credit that is done, unless you personally guarantee it, but it's all in the business, there's no hit on you personally. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if it's financed through the business, is everything is associated with the business, then yes, it is clear as day. It's a business asset, and go from there. If you're dealing anything with you personally, where you have the personal guarantee, if something happened on the business end, then yes, there because you did do a personal guarantee.
Now, getting back to one of my original questions about the EIN and the formation from the federal government, like they have different options that you can choose: advertising, marketing, consulting. I mean, the list goes on. Artistry, forestry. I mean, like, what would be one for lenders to look positively as, or less risky, if chosen one? Because I know I got one as a used car sales, and it's the riskiest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm knocking at the door, and they just like, no. Oh, but I got money in the bank. No. They're not hearing that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, don't get me wrong. If I wanted to go get $20,000, the only reason I can get it is because I got $20,000. You know what I'm saying? It's being like a secured loan, but I'm trying to get that unsecured funding, that $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 fund. You know what I'm saying? So what would be, other than used car salesman, what would be one of those preferable entities for my EIN that lenders would look more favorably towards?
Well, let me look at some of the ones that may be unfavorable. I'll start there. Okay. And I won't necessarily say that it is unfavorable. It's just that there's more due diligence.
Okay.
So let's say if you're in the real estate space, because if you think about, if you think about like a lot of those individuals, they end up having to go out there and go and get hard money loans to get their money, because going through traditional banks,
right,
you're not in it for the long haul.
Yeah, right. I've done that several times. If you don't, stay away from hard money if you can. But yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So it's very costly.
Yes.
So when you're looking into, it's going to be really based upon different industries, more so a business structure that that what's going to be favorable or less favorable. It's not saying that you can't. As I said, real estate is one, cars is one. Any of insurance is another one. If you're doing anything, if your business is to do something more with managing loans or some type of financing or something like that, those are things that are going to be more riskier because you're dealing with the bank, and also because you may be competing against the bank.
Okay, that makes sense.
So then you come across, some industries where you may be more open into some areas. The first thing I would say is if you have an established, well, not saying that you cannot start off with business credit. You can definitely do that. It's a higher chance that you'll be asked for a personal guarantee. There's nothing wrong with being a personal guarantee as long as you make wise business decisions and you run your business smoothly.
Okay.
We just have to get out of the day. You don't want to run a reckless business and then you want someone to fund us. That it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
You have to also make sure you have a profitable business, because when you're going out there to go and get to go and get financing, people want to see, do you have the ability to pay the loan back?
Right.
And if you don't have the ability to pay the loan back, then why should I even do business with you?
Right.
So these are some things that you want to be able to consider. So maybe if you're manufacturing some type of product, then they can see. Let's say if you have some type of inventory, you're building a product or something like that. That could be more favorable, because guess what? If you have to sell your assets, then you can go sell all of those inventory parts or what you have bought in to go out there, recoup the money to pay down any type of financing or loan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one example.
Okay. Jeff had a question. He said, do any of the different corps offer a better tax shelter? Then I had a question as well. Go ahead.
Sure. So one thing that makes the S corporation very attractive to many people is that it saves people from self-employment tax. So as an LLC structure, you as a business owner, taxpayer, you pay the income taxes and self-employment taxes on the profits of your business. So let's say if my business, let's say if I was just a regular LLC, I haven't done an S corp, I brought in $500,000 a year, I have $400,000 worth of expenses. That leaves me with $100,000 worth of profit for the year.
Right.
So that all is a part of my personal tax return, and so that's $100,000 for me as personal income. Now, what happens with that $100,000? I'm going to pay the self-employment taxes on that. So that's $15,300 of self-employment taxes alone. And then you'll pay the income taxes on top of that as well. So that can be a pretty hefty bill for you personally. And that can all vary based upon if you are single, if you're married, married filing jointly, if you're married filing separately, and so forth.
Larry said, "I'm out." He said, "I'm out. I'm done." Yeah. But so it looks like the C corp seems to be a pretty good option.
With the S.
I mean, S corp, not C corp. S corp seems to be a pretty good option, as opposed to, because everyone's pushing the LLC. So I had a question.
Because you can still You can still be an LLC, but it's called it's called like an election to be taxed as an S corp while maintaining this LLC structure. So you can be able to, because when you're dealing with the registration fees based upon your state may be different from an LLC to a S corporation or C corporation in terms of the annual registration fees from your state. Those could be different. So you can maintain the election filing status from an LLC, but then you get taxed at this another level. So using that same example of $100,000, you got $500,000 income, $400,000 expenses, $100,000 profit. Let's say if you take a salary of, let's say, $50,000, that now becomes the $450,000 or $460,000, whatever, when you include payroll taxes, of business expenses. I no longer have to pay the $15,300 in self-employment taxes because you've now taken on a salary. The business is now paying the self-employment taxes. The business is paying the withholdings for. They're paying the employer share of taxes, and then you're having your share of taxes taken out from your normal W-2 check as if you had a job. Okay. So what happens from there, let's say if the now profit is $40,000, that $40,000 is now passed on back to you as a business owner as income to your personal tax return. Now, for some people, that's you pay less in taxes, yes, on that side there, but you want to make sure that whatever was being passed back over, that you are, as an owner, that you're prepared to pay the income taxes on the profits. Because yes, you had a W-2, you got a W-2 from the business, but you also get this K-1, which is the profits of the business, and that's $40,000. And that could be a different that could be a number that you may or may not be prepared for to pay in taxes, but it will be less than paying the self-employment.
Okay, so
I hope I didn't confuse.
Oh no, I'm totally confused. All right, so I'm like carrying a one. So you're saying, okay, so let me get Jeff's question, because Kaneem looked like he's stewing a little bit. Earl, I'm paid a salary every month as a manager of 2 properties my father owned. My accountant said I have to pay taxes as if I'm an employer. An example, that $15,300 as an employer. Question: is there a way around it?
Okay, so you're paid the salary. So
it sounds like both properties are free and clear.
Yeah.
So it's all whether it be 3, 4, 5, 6, because you don't know if they're residential or commercial. So the amount could make a big difference too. But don't let me speak for you, Earl. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm
okay. Yes, they are.
Questions. So let's look at so 2 commercial properties. You may own them free and clear. Make sure that you're taking the you take the salary. The business will pay the taxes on the employer share. You will pay your share of taxes as it came out of your check.
Can I throw a curveball at you while you married? So let me ask you this: if he were to structure a different entity and put them all in a trust and have the beneficiary as a trust with another property management company, and then he just reaps the profits left from the property management company, would that remove him from being an employer? Because now it would be the trust instead of him as an individual. That's why I'm asking. But I could be wrong. But I'll throw that at you.
So what I would say, if you went under a trust, yes, the trust can become the trust becomes the employer. He's still an employee.
Okay.
Even if he's the beneficiary of what's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If he's the beneficiary.
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I interrupt you. Go ahead.
So if it went under one of these structures, he's employed. Well, let me ask this: the compensation that he receives, is that are you taking the compensation that you receive, is that as a salary as you got as a W-2 employee? Are you doing that as self-employed? Are you getting that as a distribution, or is it a combination of them both? Because that makes a
difference. So distribution sound like a little different.
So what a distribution is the same thing as a draw, is where you take the money out of your business for your own usage. Doesn't matter.
Right.
You don't have to account for it. You just withdraw the money.
Okay. Paid as a manager, self-employed, my accountant said.
It's almost paid like a contract.
Yeah. Okay, it's getting deep. He's digging.
Yeah,
you might need to get a personal consult on this one.
Why not be an employee and let the property pay yourself as instead of being self-employed, join, become an employee, and let the company pay the employer share of taxes. And then that's at least 7.65% of that money that you're not responsible for. It's the business that's picking up the money. It's the business that picking up that share of taxes.
Okay, so
what's the difference? What's the difference in the payout there? In not the payout, but the in paying the taxes? Is there a vast difference?
So
if you're paying the double, you're paying two taxes at that point.
So his dad's got the trust. Okay.
Gotcha.
So there is a trust involved.
There is a trust already involved. It seemed like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like a man. Okay.
So he's like contracted out.
Yeah. It looks like. All right. Yeah. And you said, what was your question, Larry?
No, if he paid himself as an employee and let the business pay the taxes, then he's paying the employee tax and the business tax, right? Is that
as of right now, because he's considered as self-employed, he's like contracted out.
Okay.
Yeah, because my question, he might be like 1099 all the way through.
Yeah, he is 1099.
So he's a contract. Okay, contracted. All right, that's okay. So Kaneem said you had several LLCs, right? Kaneem, you said yeah. Okay. So Earl, is it good to have several LLCs, and can you two-parter? Can you put it under a corp umbrella, like a S corp umbrella?
So there's a couple of ways you could do it. So some people have, it's really what is it that you're trying to accomplish. Some people may establish several LLCs, either for lack of better sense, they didn't know any better, and I just put all the stuff together. Then some people.
It's all good. It's all good. We all bumping heads.
They have all of these different LLCs because you don't want the activities to commingle based upon whatever you want them to do.
Makes sense in my mind, Kaneem.
Like if I'm trying to do used car salesman over here, and then I'm doing commercial cleaning, and then I'm doing basket weaving, then I don't want them to really know what's going on, and I'm going to keep it separate.
Right.
Then, but what you could do is create, like, some people, you can create like one LLC. Let's say, Canine Enterprises. And then you can run multiple DBAs, which is called doing business as, and you can have like a separate bank account for each one. So it's still one LLC, but then the activities fall under these different bank accounts, which you still keeping it separately, but keeping it together. And now I pay one registration fee per time, and all my money is separated out into the different things.
Question.
Yeah. So one LLC. I'm doing DBA now. For my DBA, I need to get a new EIN for the DBA.
No.
Okay. So, as the DBA, I just need separate bank accounts, websites, business numbers, separate all of that. But as far as knowing but the federal government still know me as Canine Enterprises.
Correct.
Even though I'm doing business as E&K Motors.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have a different DBA under each for each business activity.
But my registration is with the state, not the federal government. I'm doing business as E&K Motors
with the state, yes.
With the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with the federal.
Correct. Because when you file your tax return, it'll be under Canine Enterprises.
Everything that's done under each DBA.
Yes, it'll be combined.
Okay. So the only thing that is registered is with the state, Secretary of State, as doing business as.
Okay. All right. All right. So I know we're getting deep, guys. I know my people are like, okay, I hope everyone is kind of following. If you're not, go back to the beginning and take it slow.
There's like,
you should follow, because for those who have aspirations,
it's a little deep. It get a little deep.
And he went way deep. He went way deep.
I mean, I'm following pretty good.
No. I mean, I don't get me wrong. For those that have never done it, I can see where you got lost. Yeah. But I've been doing this for probably about, at least 10 years, a minimum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of get the lingo. I know the terminology. I do too. I still don't know what I'm doing.
Right. Right. I don't know. I think we need to get a class going here. A beginner's class.
I know what that means, because I've heard it before, and I know the definition. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I still don't know how to correlate them and combine them to make a chain on whether it could go. You know what I'm saying? Work together.
Because I feel like
the other thing that I really like about the LLC DBA structure, combo, is that you can report a higher volume of income under one entity. And if you're going out there to go get funding, or if you're looking for other funding from other people, then you can tell them that I got 300,000 in one entity rather than 100 here, 150 here, 50 there. It's all rolled up in one.
Gotcha.
I'm making profit, because they just want to know that you can pay this money back. I'm making profit. This is what we did. Boom, 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 and I got this combined amount, kind of thing.
Don't matter where it comes from.
Then I'm bringing in money, and I'm also keeping money.
Right.
Okay.
So I got a question. So so for LLCs, because we talk about legacy, which one is easier to transfer? Because to me, in my mind, and you break it down, and S Corp is easier because I could just bring my children on the board. Like I can it's an easier transitional process as opposed to an LLC.
I think if you can be able to set up things. You can put things in place, whether it is a
pinky spots.
You can be able to set up something where it is like transfer upon death, or if you want to bring someone, bring somebody on as a minor partner, add them into, different things as it relates to,
Now, let me ask you this, because I see you reaching for it. If you bring on a minor partner, do you have to change your articles of organization?
Yeah, because you now have more than one partner. You need to let them know that you're now adding partners to the business. Yes.
Okay.
There's different ways that you can add the person on. If you wanted to put them into a will, if you wanted to make a trust or transfer the entity to a trust, there's a number of things that you can do. It's just making sure as you move into things like trust and things like, if you're moving into the area of dealing with trust, make sure that you have the assets and the income or, cash on hand to sustain the management of these type of trust and other advanced formalized structures. Because it takes money to be able to maintain these things. Maintain these entities. So you want to just make sure that it just financially makes sense for yourself and your family. In Jeff's situation, he has 2 commercial properties that are under, that are generating, some level of income. It makes sense for them to have the trust that is in place.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you're more of a fan of LLC than the S Corp, like overall for most people?
It depends.
Okay.
But some people, an LLC just works just fine.
Okay. What about if you're trying to grow and make it big, S Corp is something.
You may want to do S Corp, you may want to do C Corp. It really depends on how it depends on, are you bringing in partners? Are you just doing this for yourself? It's not a one size fits all scenario.
Right. Okay. All right. We'll chat. So
give it to him, Earl. Well, I tell you, got my juice all flowing out, brother. The circulation in my blood. Mm-hmm. I love talking about money, boy.
So make sure you guys go to the entrepreneursaccountants.com, schedule a call with my brother.
I'm gonna have to do that too.
And or you can find him on E.T. Murray. I make sure I get that right. 3 III because he's the third on all platforms. E.T. Murray, the third, all platforms. Make sure you guys definitely follow him, connect with him, because I know you got a lot of questions. Yes. So get a consultation. Get a consultation. So you can get specifically what you need. So you make sure you guys connect with him.
Hey Earl, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and request that Negro. Don't you do that discount? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know how we do. Like, can I get a discount? Like, oh, I gotta make money too. So I just thought I'd put it out on the like, Negro, don't you do that? Don't ask me for no discount.
Don't you do that discount. Your discount was coming here and asking the question live. So that was your discount right there.
No, I'm gonna reach out to you though, Earl, for real though, man. I know it's gonna be a retainer. I just gotta make sure my money is straight, like Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, my checking and savings?
Yeah, my checking and savings.
No, fine. Kadeem said and sees. I know that's right. All right, guys. So we appreciate you guys for being here. on this Monday. We will not be here tomorrow, Tuesday. Have some things I need to take care of. We will be back on Wednesday, of course, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we appreciate Mr. Earl being in the building with us, sharing his incredible knowledge. We got real deep in the weeds there. It's a lot of information. His brother was teaching.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have him on next week. Well, prayerfully, if he can make it, to continue some of these conversations and digging. And I'm gonna try to keep it simple, guys. I know because people laugh a little, like my head's hurting. So we're gonna try to keep it simple. We're gonna get real basic. Get T.I. I'm serious to kind of, let's keep it basic. I know you get deep, brother. You get deep. We're gonna have to keep it basic. Kind of like the sports show. Got to keep it basic because sometimes people don't know all the terms. Something like DBA, C Corp, LLC. I just want to make money.
Well, I mean, I just want to ask some questions that other folks may or may not know about. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
He giving you the fundamentals. I mean, it's very basic. So if you don't know the terminology, then when he goes to certain things, you wouldn't understand it anyway. So I don't think he got time to get out, Webster's and be like, hey, this word means this, and this word means that. I don't think you got that type of time. That's why I ask these questions, my brother. But I feel you.
All right. So listen, we're looking forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday, Mental Health Wednesday. Preferably our resident therapist will be in the building, Matt Genius, to kind of help us get through the week. We appreciate you guys for being here again. Mr. Earl, make sure you guys connect with Earl. Connect with him. Real talk. All right. Get your stuff straight, because I'm like Kaneem. You kind of like your YouTube stuff. You kind of figure out like, okay, I'm gonna go with this. That sounds what I need to do. So
I just wasted $300. God dog it.
Never waste. You just gotta pay $50 and get them articles. Get that stuff together. Get it one, and we get Earl to get you straight. All right, so we look forward to
$300 lesson. That's what it was.
$300 lesson. $300 lesson. All right, we look forward to seeing you guys Wednesday, same time, same place. 988. If you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis, make sure you dial 988 and make good choices. Tell someone that you haven't seen in a while that you love them, as well as know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. Stay safe. And again, make good choices. Peace out.